Guys, I think I just found the best new fidget knife of the year. This is the Vosteed Thunderbird. Hey, make sure you stick around because I'll also tell you how to score yourself a coupon for $10 off. Now, here's the specs. These are all measurements I went ahead and took myself, but I'll also have them listed for you down in the description along with the link to buy. Now, if you're thinking the Thunderbird kind of looks like the Cormorant, you would be absolutely correct because it's actually the same designer. This is definitely a full-size knife with a just under 3.5-inch satin finished blade in S35 VN. Now this blade really has a lot going on here. It's a tanto harpoon with a hollow compound grind, which is going to go ahead and reduce like the behind the edge thickness, you know, on that primary edge, and adds a little bit of strength to that tip. Now, this is a front flipper, a standard flipper, a thumb hole, fuller, and even a button. I mean, how many knives can you think of with 5 different opening options? Once you pick this up, it is like nearly impossible to set down because of just how much fun this thing is to fidget with. The lock is a patent pending design that's called a Trek lock. And there's a few things that make it different from other button locks out there. First thing is that plunger is not exposed. The entire mechanism goes through the blade tang. This also changes the location of the button, by putting it directly behind the pivot, instead of slightly below like you see here on this Cormorant. So now you're going to be less likely to accidentally, push that button while you're just gripping the handle. And the action on this thing is just, man, it is just excellent. I mean, no matter which option you decide to use, and then that flipper tab, you can see it is designed in such a way that it practically disappears once that blade is open. And have you noticed what's missing, when I push that button? Yeah, it's completely silent. There is no clicking noise when you push it. You know how the blade on some button locks will kind of bounce out a little bit, when you close it? So you kind of have to time it just right by letting go of that button so it doesn't bounce back out. Well, the Thunderbird closes so nice and smooth, you really don't have to do that here. As a lefty, I can tell you that I have no trouble at all finding that button, without being able to see it because of the aggressive texture that they put on there. I mean, man, everything on this knife was just so well thought out. They even removed the corner of the front flipper, then put some jimping on it. So now it's much easier for those of you that like to kind of reach over the top, to open up that blade, and it prevents the blade spine from hitting my knuckle. We get a 4.72-inch handle with plenty, you can see plenty of room. Look at all that for my medium-sized hand. But for some reason, if you have larger hands, you still need a little bit more length. There's even, a forward finger choil that you can use to go ahead and choke up. The handle material they're calling gt-mascus, which is, just G10 with a really good looking swirl pattern. It's kind of similar to what you'll see on some petrified fish knives. Wait till you get your hands on this thing because it just feels so solid and very well made. Inside, it has nested steel liners that they have been, skeletonized on both sides in an effort to keep that weight down to a very respectable 3.77 ounces. There is a 2-position deep carry wire clip, but they went ahead and you can see it is deep carry, but they mounted it in a spot that leaves a little bit of handle to grab onto, which makes it so much easier when you're pulling this out of your pocket. And really, the only thing that's preventing this knife from being completely ambidextrous is just going to be that push button. I like that it's got the very discreet lanyard post there, and check out that little backspacer. Yeah, that's copper. Now we got to show you this presentation because it is really nice. It comes in this it's like a tin. That's like a tin container with just a standard zipper pouch inside, along with a rubber hook and loop backed patch with you get 2 stickers and these 2 information cards. Now, one card is going to have like all those important specs on it, and then the other has like their warranty and contact information, you know, should you ever need to use their support services. Currently, you can find these on Vosteed's website for about $129, which I think is more than fair for, you know, a fidget monster with a very unique design. And let's not forget that S35VN blade. Now, just based on the number of opening options alone, yeah, you know, I think it's safe to say that a new fidget king has just been crowned. Now, there is one minor issue that I have to address, and it's regarding the button. Now, after several, and I'm talking about several, open-close cycles, I've noticed that the button starts to kind of work its way out, and it starts to stick out farther and farther from that handle. So really, all you have to do is screw it back in, and there is some threads on the inside, so you could apply some Loctite. But you know, maybe it's just my example. Hopefully that's the case. But I have seen this problem on other button locks, so it's not just exclusive to the Thunderbird. I've also included a link to Vosteed's Facebook group, because once you go there, become a member, you'll be able to take advantage of that $10 coupon. Right about now, there's a video up on the screen that I personally picked out for you to go ahead and watch next. And hey, if you haven't already, consider subscribing if you're looking for knife reviews that get right to the point. I got to run, but thank you so much for watching. I love you guys, and I'll see you at the next video. Take care.